Look at that terror. Welcome back to another episode, guys. It is the first episode of our Western Australia series. Now, obviously we're not in Western Australia. Hey, Lexi! Dog just ran off to get a pat off a neighbour and she was full tilt down the road. Oi, come on, back here. Bloody menace, sit down. Bloody menace. So we're not in WA, obviously. We are at home. Tegan is in town getting stuff and I need her car here because we're fitting it out. So what we've got here is a spare wheel. So we've got a spare on the back. We've organised another spare rim and spare tyre to go on the roof. We've got 2 jerry cans to go on the roof. So we've got 40 litres of extra diesel. We've got a rod locker, which I'm about to drill holes in so we can lock it. That's there. So that's for the fishing rods. Cut to when Tegan's got the car home. This is the fridge and the slider and the storage that we have in the back. Under there we've got the dual battery. So second battery, we've got a DC to DC charger with cables up to solar input, and that all charges the second battery, and that runs the fridge and the light setup. So we've got lights inside here, lights at magnetic strip to the side when we're camping, pull the awning out, set up camp. We got all the cooking gear, little extendable shelf that comes off the back of the drawer, everything we need for the trip. Morning. This is where we are. So these are the water things mounted that you can see properly now. So that's black runs through up to the front there. White for the cold. Bed. And we're on the river. Oh, you can see the river from here. There you go. Yeah, it's right there. So 11 hours today to Crocodile. So that's where we're off to. But yeah, we'll fish here on the way back. Nice spot. Guys, part way across the centre of Australia. We've still got a long way to go, but we're in a place called Crocodile, and it's the desert. Right, it gets super hot. Actually, amazing sunset. Sunset this morning, sunrise this morning. But it gets super hot out here, and to combat that, they build houses underground. So across there, you can see like doorways carved. And right behind me here, they started to dig in underground here. And we're about to go and look at a church that's fully underground. And there's some motels around the corner fully underground. We won't go into them because you have to pay to stay there. But it's all carved out. And then you stay out of the heat. Vents to the surface. And they've just got a line to pull them open and shut. I know when I want to keep shade on my windows, I build a structure and then cut a hole in it for my tree. It's great. It's not me you have to fear. Woo! What a good movie. I had too much hair to be Riddick.
That's really cool.
This sign wasn't original, not part of the movie. Here's the toilet block, just so you're aware. Yeah, I see the problem. This bit's missing. Also, everything inside. Underground museum. Hey Tegan, you're in the video. It was like the ocean floor at some stage and see fossilised shells. Pretty cool. That. All this. Like squid and stuff. This is how you know it all used to be ocean. That's cool. Yeah, middle of the Aussie outback desert, and these are all fossils and stuff that they've found, which prove that this used to be underwater. Oh yeah. That thing looks like fun. These bones here that they've found. fossilised bone, stone now. That's awesome. The spaceship. How cool is it in its raw form? Original stuff. Everyone thinks boomerang. They think the ones that come back, but then some of these are hunting ones. They're not designed to come back, they're designed to hit whatever you throw at and kill it. Got 180 k's from Alice Springs. We've just stopped for lunch. Eating up some pizza and some snacks that we already have. We're well and truly in the desert now. Just red, sandy, dirty stuff everywhere. But having a drink, having a bit of food, and then we're going to get back on the road. It's good to have a break and be rested. So we should get about an hour the other side of Alice Springs today. So yeah. Middle of the desert. We've just got all these rock ranges and grass, like there was just some wet patches. Just out of nowhere, it's been flat and nothingness, and then just this stuff. It's awesome as. Just pulled up at camp number 3, but we just got to camp a touch too late to put the drone up for it. So hopefully we'll put the drone up and get the sunrise in the morning if we're not too lazy. That's the plan. We're going to set up the camp shower now. We'll show you guys that, and then we're in for the night. Just set the shower tent up. So just set the tent up like this. I've got a hole there for the on switch, a hole there for the shower head. The shower head comes down and plugs into this little hose which I made up, which hooks onto here. This is turned on. I've taken the cap off the front so that there's no suction issues here, otherwise it'd be trying to vacuum out of there. So that just plugs into that. That's on. That one runs around and that's in the other side, and then it runs down into the cigarette lighter. Probably didn't need to have a hole for that there, but it just means you don't have to have the pump running the whole time, because that turns the pump on. Oh, turn the pump on and have a shower. That's how it's done. So we shower in here. I'm just going to put some grass down. Some people carry mats and things and put a mat down, but then you got to lug a mat around. It gets wet and it gets muddy and you got to put it in the car. I'm just going to pick some dry grass, throw a bit of dry grass down. We can leave it here, it's dry grass. So we're going to shower up, set up camp and have a nice relaxing night. And yeah, that's it. I've got the drone humming just there. It's a little bit too dark for it at the moment. It's got different settings to the GoPro, but I will be filming this sunrise with a bit of drone footage. So I'll show you that now, and then we're heading to Wolf Creek. Woohoo! The meteor, information about the meteorite. So we're at the Wolf Creek meteorite site. This is what happens. Boom, boom, and it's that hole right there where Tegan's walking. Some of the stuff that's here, and that's about it. So some of you guys watching might have seen the movie Wolf Creek, where the people get all murdified. There's a little Baby dragon. Look at that. Hey buddy. That's cool. So we're going to jump up here and have a look and put the drone up and see what it looks like. There's more. There's like, look at them all.
Did you lock the
Boom,
car?
boom, yeah. Boom. Hey buddy. They are cool. I don't know how good the camera's going to show this, but it's epically massive. Like, look at that. Don't fall in, babe.
Yeah, right.
That's so cool. Like, bang, down on that angle. We're at Tunnel Creek National Park, where the creek has washed the limestone away and now actually tunnels through the limestone cavern. There's meant to be all sorts of animals in here, including freshwater crocodiles, so hopefully we get to see some of them. Oh yeah, not even in here yet. This place is awesome.
It's cold.
You can hear the water.
I'm ready.
Little wasp nests. Little fish. Wonder what they are. That's cool. Look at these little tackers. They're awesome. Where's little bait fish? Look like cichlids or some sort. Here's the entry, guys. So this is where the creek runs into the cave. This is cool, lads. And you've actually got to walk down the creek. There's no path, so if you ever come visit here, wear appropriate footwear. People back there have bailed their socks and shoes and come in barefoot. I wouldn't recommend it. Oh. Wow. I don't know how good the GoPro's picking that up. There's some decent fish. What size is that, babe? Well, the GoPro will pick that up very well. But there's some decent sized ones in there. Plenty of food for this fella.
Yeah, absolutely.
How, I guess he sees a lot of tourists, does he?
Oh yeah, he does, yeah.
He's pretty placid, like...
Look, I wouldn't touch him.
No, but if you walked over there, would he take off?
No, you can walk behind him fairly slowly.
Really?
Just have 3 or 4 people go in and...
That's cool. I don't know how good this will pick that up, but
yeah.
There's a giant freshwater shrimp. We call them a cherubim up here. They're a lot bigger than ours.
Yeah.
People eat them, eh?
Yeah, they do. They catch them out there's a spot, it's actually called Cherubin, but near Luma, where people go regularly in the river and can't get them.
Well, thanks for the info too, that's cool. So a little freshwater crocodile. They don't get as big obviously as salties, and they got that long thin snout and they eat fish. So not too worried about him tearing a leg off. He stays that still, you'd think he was made of stone or something. So we're obviously in the cave now, we've gone around Mr. Freshy. Look at that. Oh, there's some bats. Don't want to upset them too much. You can go further, but you have to go through the water, so we're probably not going to go too much further, but we'll just have a look down here. What do we got over here? Oh, there's a cherubin, like a big one. Look at that. Look at that, babe. There's a few little ones, but that's a monster. How good. Some little suckers, some fish. There's all sorts of fish. That's like catfish on the bottom. These look like a garfish. Forktail catfish. Oh, the water's a lot cooler in here, babe. The water's a lot cooler in here. Yeah. More cherubin. It's shallow just here, babe. It's full, there's nothing to trip on behind me. Let's see what we can see. Oh, there's a big cherub. Look at that. Blue tail and stuff. That's cool. It's a monster, Will. Look at the size of that.
Shine up into the cave so you can see it on the GoPro.
Bats. Man, that's so cool. It's like some sort of cave out of a horror movie. Just expect that noise to be from some long lost alien that's going to drop down and eat us. Ooh. He's a big one. They look so cool with the blue on them. See his little swirls where he's been moving around. You can see this is where he's been moving around on the sand. He'll go slow, he'll stay still, he's used to the tourists. He stays that still, he looks like a statue. And this is his little home in here, in the caves. Hey mate. Have a good day, mate. Does he have a name?
Sure.
Freddy the Freshy. Yeah, like heel-tail catties. Some of these are just, some are just cichlids. There's a couple of really big cherubin. Oh, that's just a fork-tail catty. Man, some of them are big. Just stopped here, guys, in this rocky little area with the wife over there. the rocky area. Oh, and the Prado that everyone keeps saying Prados won't last in the outback, but it's done about 4,500 k's so far. So anyway, we've stopped in this area because it's a harsh, dry terrain, and you can see this tree here, that little one over there, that weird shaped one over there, and this one here, and a few more. There's tons of them. They're called bottle trees. They look like a bottle, and they're hollow and they hold liquid like a bottle. So what they do is during the wet is they absorb the water, they store it on the inside. They don't have heaps of foliage for their size, so they don't have to keep heaps of stuff green, so they're very water efficient, and they have it stored away, and they can last years without rain. But also you can tap into them and get water out if you're in need in the desert. So that's a cool little fact, and they're awesome little trees. So there's a big bloody plantation, not a plantation, but a massive patch of them up here that we've just come through, and they're cool. They're an awesome little spot. So anyway, just thought you might like to see them if you haven't seen them before. They grow in all sorts of different parts of Australia, but obviously only the drier northern areas. We don't get them around Victoria where we're from, so we have too much water. Not a bad problem to have. So we're at the Malcolm Douglas Wildlife or Wilderness Park. You can see this fella here. What they do here, if they've bred some crocodiles for the shows, but they remove problem crocodiles that have attacked horses and people and cattle and things from the wild, and they bring them here where they can live out their life. So like this fella here, and one over there we'll show you some footage of that's eating a horse. And then we're going to show you the feeding, and he's just opened his eye and he's probably eyeing me off, but there is a fence between us. Look at them. Oh, look at that.
Quick.
Look at that fella.
Oh, I did not drop your phone in.
What a giant.
Oh.
He's got his foot stuck in the grass. See, they're not much of a threat on land, babe. That is a really good looking kookaburra.
Very pretty.
Hey buddy. Oop. Top notch.
Hey, my friend.
This fella in here was caught in the river and brought here at 5 meters after he killed a horse. So, are they dangerous? Oh, just a little bit. Well, these gators. Yeah.
Oh, there's one right there.
Gators.
Did you hear it growl?
Gators are even more docile than saltwater crocodiles. And who did?
Don't do that one.
Gator. Just touch him. Do you want to feel him? He's not going to grab you. He wouldn't turn around that quick.
Oh, gross.
Hey.
His name's Buddy.
G'day. Oh, look at that. Aren't you a show off?
Hey, Buddy.
Look at that.
Wow. That's pretty.
Zoe. 4.3 meters. Wild. Look at the snout all bent out of shape. Jeepers. Holy mackerel. That's a monster.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh my god!
Bit of a scratch.
oh. Dingoes.
Not a very big enclosure for it.
Doing the loops. Is it just one?
It's just one. Floating light.
Doing the loops. Hey, dingo. There's a caiman. They're not native to here, but they're obviously in here for us to look at. They're all smart and hiding at the back of their pens. So caiman. that a caiman? Is that a fat caiman?
New Guinea.
Pardon? New Guinea crocodile. I was going to say, it's not a salty, but it looks like a crocodile. Oh, g'day, mate.
We'll fill him up, and then tomorrow, that one's not going to come up tomorrow, yeah? So they'll rotate amongst themselves. Also, while we're doing the feeding, we're trying to keep them away from each other as much as possible so that they're not killing each other or attacking each other. Maybe I shouldn't say killing each other. Anyway, there's just a couple of things that's going through my mind as we're doing the feeding here in Long Bay. Now, you will also, a little female, I think. But you'll also, no, it's cutting anyways. So you'll also notice that these guys and girls, oh guys mainly, come on, quick. You'll also notice that they're coming out of this corner. They're all in land over here, they're all in the water over there, and none of them are in that side over there. Anybody want to have a guess why? Quick. That's right, there's a big one. There's a big bully in that corner. I'll see if I can find him. There he is. So that's that big bully. He never comes out of the water, okay? He's always hiding in that area.